finally going to be talking about the 2012 vinyl remaster of the Beatles for sale. And I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy over here. If you can see, his name is Joseph Murrieta, and he's been asking me quite a bit to do this video. So I want to give him a shout out and say thank you for pushing me, because I have been kind of slacking a little bit here on these videos. Anyway, let's talk about the record here. Now, this is the Beatles' fourth album, and it was kind of made in the middle of probably their biggest tour in 1964. Because of that, they kind of went back to the format of the first two albums, where it was 8 original songs and then 6 covers. And yeah, this is also the first Beatles album that had a gatefold cover, like so. Now, this is not a replica of how it was actually made in England. Now, this album's was originally only in England. It got kind of split up a bit when it came to the States between a couple of albums. Yeah, when it was made in England, I kind of like that they changed it, because the original version, which I'll show you with this guy, the original version had the pocket like that way. So you had to kind of it was kind of weird. You had to pull the record from, you had to scoop it out, I guess. It was strange. Anyway, yeah, this was their holiday album of 1964. Here's another blurb about the record. For some reason, this version here has another pocket, but doesn't have anything in it, so I don't know why it's there. I would have preferred that this was just a single piece of cardboard here. Maybe they, for manufacturing purposes, had to do it like this so they can get the pocket on either side. Yeah, this has a lot of really classic Beatles songs, but also has a few very underrated Beatles songs, in my opinion. Everyone knows 8 Days a Week, and everybody pretty much knows I'm a Loser and Babies in Black, but it also has some great covers like Rock and Roll Music, which is a great John Lennon-led song. Kansas City is actually one of my favorite covers by Paul McCartney. Great song. Honey Don't. John used to sing this in the when they were in the cavern, but when they made this record, Ringo sings it, as it indicates right here. Ringo sings. Every Little Thing is kind of a fan favorite. And yeah, it ends on a George song, which this is the only album where the closing track is by George. So that's an interesting fact there. A lot of people kind of put this on the lower tier of Beatles albums. I don't. I really like it, but I've said this before. Even I don't want to say worse, because none of them are bad, but even the albums that are kind of considered lower tier are better than a lot of people's records. So yeah, there's that. And considering the circumstances in which they made this album, which was crazy on their part, was kind of at the height of Beatlemania, where they got this together. It's kind of amazing that they were able to get this together so quickly. Now, I do think that they should have broken their policy of not having their singles on their records and had I Feel Fine and She's a Woman on here, because those are probably the best tracks that they made during the time of this album. So yeah, there's that. All right, so let's look at some of the CDs I have here, so you can see how they kind of, whatever. Here is the original 1987 version of, is it 7 or 6? I don't remember. Pretty sure it's 7. Yeah, the original 1987 CD release of Beatles for Sale. Nothing to Run Around Naked for. Pretty basic. The colors are different on the cover. Actually, no, they're not. Well, for once, they're not different. And pretty basic stuff. They kind of just took, yeah, nothing to really see here. And this version, even though there was a full stereo mix of this, I don't know if I mentioned this because this and A Hard Day's Night had real, well, kind of real stereo mixes. And when they released these CDs back in 1987, they only released these in mono. So this here is a mono version of the album. This here is a stereo version. And so is the 2012 CD remaster of Beatles for Sale. And these are cool. These open up twice. Has a cool picture of the Beatles here, actually. I really like this one. Here's the disc. Kind of replicates the label on the record, which is neat. What's this? Oh, never took this out of here. I have all this stuff too. Is there anything? Sometimes there's pictures on the other side here. Well, yeah. Here's that, and here is the book. Now, I think I've said this before in my older videos, but these vinyl remasters, not vinyl, excuse me, these CD remasters are worth it to get these full color books here. So let me just flip through this so you can see it. If you pause it, you should be able to read it if you haven't read these before. Some cool pictures of them in the studio. I really like John and his Freddy Krueger sweater here and his cool sunglasses, excuse me. That's neat. I like that photo a lot. Yeah, that's them in Abbey Road. Ringo in his little corner there. John looking cool. Paul looking pretty cool too. Yeah. Wearing sunglasses inside because they're cool like that. And the same picture that's on the back of the record there. So yeah, good stuff. Very cool. We're getting very, very close to a time where this kind of stuff isn't going to exist anymore. So I kind of like making an archive of this. All right, so the last bit of this is the mono remaster here. Now this is an exact replica of what the original English record would have looked like, and as you can see, the color temperature on these are really different. And this is yellow-ish. This here is more orangey red, so it kind of fits with the fall background here. I don't know if it's really a fall background. Yeah, it is, because you can see foliage here. Yeah, it kind of really fits with the fall background here. So this is my preferred color tone for this album cover here. So let's open this guy up. And I don't remember the last time I opened these. I never opened these. These kind of just are on display in my apartment. Okay, so as you can see, it has the folds from the top here, like they did in the original English record. This here is a single card, which I was saying, I really wish the big vinyl here had that too. As you can see, it comes out from the inside, like tucked in, which is kind of odd. So let's get out of here. Here is the sleeve, and the original records did come on this, sleeve that kind of told you how to handle your records. Good for the kids. Says the same thing on the back. And the disc here is another replica, but this time it says, does it say mono on here? No, I don't see it on here. I don't see it, doesn't mean it doesn't say it, I just don't see it. Anyway, as you can see, it says made in Japan, because these mono replicas were all made in Japan. I guess they wanted, I don't know why they made them in Japan. I think it's kind of interesting. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Beatles for Sale. Out of all the albums I've done, I think I only have Past Masters and with the Beatles left. I'm not gonna make any promises, but I'm gonna try and get with the Beatles out sooner than I did this one. Joseph, if you want to hold me to that, please do. And yeah, thanks for watching.